I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long will it take?
It's up to the A side when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's gonna be soon. I'm hoping it's gonna be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Right now, the biggest talk in boxing isn't about titles or legends. It's about settling unfinished business. Lamont Roach has broken his silence and just called out Gervonta Tank Davis, urging him to step up and agree to the rematch. This isn't just a request, it's a firm challenge. After how the first fight played out, this isn't for show or clout. It's serious. Let's be honest. Gervonta Davis built his name on knockout power, the kind of punches that end fights and make viral clips. But when he faced Lamont Roach, that power wasn't enough. Roach proved he's a different kind of fighter. He took Tank's best shots, stayed on his feet, and didn't back down. Instead of folding, he held his ground and came right back swinging.
Honestly, that's how I train. I feel like one of my strong points is exchanging in the pocket. I have a very good eye, very good defense. I'm able to counter and return shots, and I think that's what I did very well. And honestly, I landed some of the bigger shots too.
And here's the crazy part. Roach isn't asking for a second chance. He already earned it fair and square. Before the first fight even happened, Tank's team added a rematch clause in the contract. The deal was simple. If Tank lost or the fight ended in a draw, they had to run it back.
I already signed. My first contract is signed for immediate rematch in the case of a draw or if I win. So I'm already contractually signed to a rematch. It's on him. I hope we can get it done because I want to show the world again that wasn't a flip.
So what happened in that first fight? It ended in a draw, and now Roach is using that rematch clause and calling for part 2, and he's got every right to. But wait, why was it a draw to begin with? Let's go back to round 9. That's when everything changed. Roach landed a clean shot that shook Tank. His legs buckled, and he dropped to one knee.
Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his... It's got to be a knock.
What in the world is happening?
He took a knee. He's got to count.
Listen to me. I understand. You take a knee like that, that looks like a knockdown. All right? Back up.
In boxing, that's a knockdown, no questions asked. If a fighter takes a knee during a round, the ref is supposed to start a 10 count right away. Tank's explanation? He said hair grease got in his eyes. That's what he told everyone. He couldn't see, so he dropped to a knee.
You know, obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, you know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you can see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you can see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you can see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
But you say you don't think he well enough.
whatever, see, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye, spit fuck around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on, ref. You can't do that.
Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops is a no?
Hell no.
Fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
You know how many
Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben after that fight.
But look how many times he fucked the fight up though. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating shit or nothing like that. But like he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that. Right. That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref will be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
They asked him what it felt like in the ring. Was he trying to wipe the grease out of his eyes or what? Tank said he didn't want to get caught with a punch while his eyes were burning. He knew that in a moment like that, you could get knocked out. So he chose to take a knee instead. He admitted he didn't expect the ref to start counting and was confused when it happened, but then shrugged it off, saying, "It's cool."
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on?
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. And you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that. Or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
But even if Tank's story is true, the rules are clear. He dropped to a knee, and that counts as a knockdown. If the ref had called it the right way in that moment, Roach would have won the fight, plain and simple. After the fight, the boxing commission went back and reviewed everything. Fans were hoping they'd officially count the knockdown and change the result, but that didn't happen.
Hopefully the commission gets this right. It was a bummer not being declared the winner on a technicality that could be righted, that wrong could be righted, obviously, in different ways, in different facets.
And here's the kicker. The commission actually admitted they missed the knockdown. They agreed it should have been called. But even after owning up to the mistake, they didn't change the outcome. Why? Because Tank is the A side. He brings the money, sells the tickets. Roach isn't the golden goose, and that's exactly why he's fired up.
So the reason was that if it would have been a score to knockdown, there's no definite outcome of how Gervonta would have responded or fought with the remaining rounds to go. What I took from that is basically, yeah, we messed up, but somebody got to take the fall. And it ain't gonna be him. So, like, they owned up to it. Like, all right, we missed this. They owned up to it. It's like, but they just saying like, all right, we're not gonna overturn it though. We're gonna, you know, apologize and give you your flowers, but you ain't gonna get what you want. That's basically what I got from it.
And you ain't heard nothing from the ref. He didn't make no statement.
He ain't make no statement.
Roach knows he did what it took to win. He knows the system played favorites, and now he's ready to settle it the only way he knows, in the ring. And boxing insiders are all saying the same thing. If Tank agrees to this rematch, he's going to regret it.
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
But it's not just about how dangerous Roach is. It's about where Tank is mentally right now. He's not the same focused fighter he used to be. This is someone who was once locked in 24/7, but now he's been caught smoking during training camp.
It's been to the streets. I know you ain't focused. Tighten up.
That's why I got everybody out of there. That's why I got everybody out of there. Can they see my page again?
Better tighten up. Can they see my page now?
And let's not forget, he fired the man who helped shape his entire career, Calvin Ford. Yep, Tank cut ties with his longtime coach. Now there's chaos in his camp. No stability, no clear direction. And to top it off, he's been saying out loud that he doesn't even want to box anymore. Just think about that.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me where it's though I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry. You know what I mean? Because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
The same guy who once said boxing saved his life is now saying he doesn't care about it at all. That's not the Tank who knocked out Leo Santa Cruz or dropped Ryan Garcia with 1 punch. That's a Tank who's mentally checked out.
Tank Davis, Lamont Roach. I think we need to start with that one.
Yeah.
What transpired in that fight was astounding because you have to remember Tank Davis was a 16-1 favorite going into this fight. Lamont Roach, while a WBA champion, was moving up from 130 pounds and no one thought he had a chance. And the general demeanor of Tank Davis going into this fight was like, hey man, I'm kind of done with this. I got 3 fights left. I'm going to be done by the end of 2025. I don't really like this sport anymore. Kids, don't do this. Go into soccer. This ain't for you.
While Tank's focus is slipping, Roach is all in. Don't let anyone say he took this fight for the money. He actually turned down a bigger payday to face someone else, a safer opponent with less risk. But Roach said no. Why? Because he wanted to prove himself against the best.
I had something on the table. So people who think I'm taking this fight for money, that wasn't the thing. Because I actually had an offer that was higher than the Tank fight.
Oh, for real?
Yes. To defend my belt. So, for all the people who think I was, oh, he doing it for a check. That's what I'm saying. I just even want to shut people up.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
he's doing it for a check. He ain't doing it just for the check.
He ain't doing it just for the check.
For
but
sure.
trust me, because don't forget, this is business.
It's prize fighting. Yeah.
It's prize fighting for a reason.
Absolutely.
But I did have a better offer. But it's like, I ain't worried about that because look at the upside.
We'll get that back.
1, it is a bag. But 2, look at what they consider him now. The most dangerous fight, one of the most dangerous fighters in the world. One of the highest knockout percentages amongst boxing. Pound for pound talent. And me, on the other hand, coming up from 130 to 135 to fight this monster. That's gonna make me a 2-division world champ. That's gonna make me 2-time world champ. And that's gonna put me in the pound for pound talks, at least. Talks. Why not? I know what I'm capable of. So, and this is what we've been working for anyway. I could have smoked that dude and then the opportunity be gone. Nah, never come back. The window of opportunity is always closing, day by day.
Roach saw all the hype around Tank and said, let's see if he can handle me. Everyone thought it would be over fast. A first-round knockout, 1 punch from Tank, and that's it. That was the whole storyline going in.
I was looking at Lamont Roach media workout. Lamont Roach is going to be knocked out extremely violently very early in the fight, and it's going viral. And I'm looking at his stance and his feet, and I'm saying Gervonta is going to knock Roach out by accident. I think he's going to knock him out just from muscle memory, just from his technique. Tank isn't a guy who just tries to go out and knock you out early. But I think he's going to be violent come Saturday. I think he's going to try to make a statement because Shakur Stevenson just fought with Padley. And so I think he's trying to send a message like, don't ever put this guy in my league. Even if, you know, Shakur was supposed to beat Padley and I supposed to beat Lamont Roach, here's the difference.
Roach flipped the script. He saw everyone doubting him and turned that into fuel, and it paid off.
Winning. That's what I'm looking for. Looking most forward to, like just shutting everybody up. The critics, the doubters, the haters, all them people who don't believe that I don't got a shot. It don't even be people that I can't win. People believe that I don't got a shot.
Why are they doing you like that?
I think people go with what they know. They see him, he's a star, knock people out. They don't
But y'all have fought before.
Now, before we start giving Roach the crown, let's not forget, the fight was officially a draw. It wasn't a win, even though a lot of people felt he edged it. And that's exactly why this rematch matters. It gives both fighters a chance to end the debate once and for all. The truth is, Tank is being judged differently now. He's known so much for knockouts that anything less feels like a letdown. If he wins by decision, people say he's slipping. If he draws, they treat it like a loss.
Tank Davis. Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in. Yeah, he fights at the level of competition. Yeah, he's doing that a lot. And he gotta be careful of that. 2 fights ago, he was really doing that. You feel me? So you gotta be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you gotta be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
And this is a guy who's still undefeated. Even Jaron Boots, Ennis has spoken up about it, saying Tank gets unfair criticism just because he doesn't finish every fight with a highlight reel knockout.
Yeah, some people had it some people had it Tank, some people had it draw, some people had it Lamont. Do you think Tank gets a lot of criticism for not knocking Lamont out and Lamont not being in big names, so they overblow it?
I think so, yeah, and I feel like people just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knocking him out, he probably feel as though that he lost and he didn't, or it was a draw, you know.
Even veteran trainers were surprised by Roach's performance. Jeff Mayweather, who's been around boxing legends his whole life, had predicted an easy win for Tank. But after watching the fight, he admitted Roach might have actually won. Let that sink in.
The Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, you're surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two, because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. And me, myself, I mean, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I had Roach winning the fight.
In this rematch, Lamont Roach is stepping in with the full game plan. He's already taken Tank's best shots, learned his timing, and found the weaknesses in his style. Roach knows exactly what he needs to do this time.
Rematches that you fought, 0. What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
It's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't get me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% full fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot, and I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying, I would have steamrolled. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
On the flip side, Tank has zero room for mistakes. Every slip-up, every lazy jab, every moment of hesitation could be the one that costs him the fight.
Tank will have to give his best. I mean, and he can't make no mistakes, because what's being held against him is the night that he took the knee. I mean, that was like, Tank, you wasn't supposed to do that, bro. You know what I mean? So the magnifying glass is on him.
Going up against someone like Roach, who can take your hardest shot and come back with sharp, accurate counters, Tank can't afford to take chances. Not with everything at stake. Not after how that first fight played out.
Lamont was.
Like the betting me that he gonna knock me out and stuff like that. That didn't go too well for him.
Did y'all bet?
Oh, we bet and we shook on it.
He paid up?
He changed his number. Again, there's a high level of mutual respect for each other. Like I said, we bumped into each other plenty of times. More than the average boxer would see another boxer outside of boxing. So it's cool. Like, he cool with me and I'm cool with him.
If we were to see each other outside of our competition, it's what's up, what you want, how you doing.
Even after the fight. Even after that.
He changed his number. I tried to call him. He changed his number.
Did y'all bet?
Oh, we bet and we shook on it.
You paid up?
He changed his number.
You got that check.
I ain't got that yet.
You got that check.
Change his number, Slim. Yeah. But that'll be a conversation for another day.
And you can bet all of Tank's rivals are watching this closely. Shakur Stevenson even called Tank exposed and said he's never been the fighter people believed he was.
Did you think it was a draw? No. I thought Lamont won. Who you thought won? Lamont.
You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds?
I don't know. You still want the Tank Davis fight? So what? You still want the Tank Davis fight?
What went wrong? What went wrong?
Ryan Garcia, who Tank knocked out, even took shots at him on social media, clowning him for struggling against Roach.
That was a knockdown, without a doubt. You can't spin it no other way. It's too clear. And I think the commission needs to do something about it because it can give me an incentive, anytime I'm not feeling good in a fight, take a knee.
Well, they said
and that's not a shot at Tank. I respect Tank and I like Tank a lot, but you can't do that.
They reversed the result of your fight.
Yeah.
Should they reverse the result of that fight as well?
It just depends. Like if that changes the whole fight, if that gives Roach a victory, give him the victory. That's how you keep the integrity of the sport, right? That's why they suspended me, right, to keep the integrity of the sport. So I feel like if you're gonna do it to me, you got to do it to everybody.
Another name in the mix is Terrence Crawford. There's real tension between him and Tank. They've been trading shots on social media for months now, and the beef keeps heating up.
If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your fucking neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
So when Tank Davis got humbled by a fighter he was expected to knock out, let's just say Terrence Crawford enjoyed every second of it. That's all for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss what's coming next. Drop your thoughts in the comments, stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.